Welcome to Santos Brothers Eats.
Food worth mentioning. Started it.
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. So, welcome back to Santos Brothers Eats. Where usually I'm with my brother, Chef Jeff Santos, but we have, because Jeff is on a road trip right now. He's actually out east in New Brunswick currently. So instead of Chef Jeff, we have Dylan. And if you guys remember Dylan from last week, yes, hello, Dylan. You might remember Dylan from last week. Dylan is Jeff's son. And like the two of us, like the Santos brothers, Dylan also loves to eat food worth mentioning. And Dylan's doing a lot of the house sitting while Jeff is doing his road trip with Diana out east. And I decided to pay him a visit. And we didn't know exactly what we're going to be eating. We thought, well, maybe we're going to have Italian. We thought maybe burgers for a while, but we settled on Greek food. And this place actually got recommended to us by the internet. Actually, the tagline, it says Mississauga's best Greek food. And the place is called George's Greek Grill. And we had a little dilemma. Like we didn't, because of COVID, and, we wanted to have something that was food worth mentioning instead of kind of eating that at home. And, I really didn't want to drive out there somewhere just to bring it home. If we're going to go out there and eat somewhere, then that'd be fine. But it was really hot yesterday, like one of those heat warning hot days. So we just, my goodness, we just ordered, we did
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats, yes. So we did use Uber Eats. Actually, it was my first time using Uber Eats. Of course, I've heard of it before, but it was a pretty simple process. I kind of like it. It's a lot easier, especially if you actually pay on the app. So when the guy comes, you just kind of grab the food and he just leaves because the tip's already built in. And so this wasn't your first time with Uber Eats, was it, Dylan?
Not with Uber Eats, no. I kind of use the home delivery service a little bit here and there, especially because I'm a little busy throughout the week.
Yeah.
It's just an easy way to get food. There's the delivery charge and all that, but it saves time on just having it, honestly, just showing up to the door. The guy hands it to you, or you can even have him just drop it off at the front door and you pick it up when it's here.
Yeah, that's the beauty of being able to pay on the app. If you pay on the app, if you don't want to contact the guy at all, he'll just leave it at the door and give you a quick text, and you go out, and almost like magic, it's just there on your front step, and you pick it up and bring it inside. And so because we use your account to order that Uber Eats, did you say to leave it outside or no?
I didn't say to leave it outside. Usually I just, it's really cool because it does show you a little map and it does show you the GPS location of the driver. So it honestly shows you when they're getting close to your house, and it'll even notify you, hey, they're getting close. So that's when I usually just wait near the front door, near a window maybe, just so they can see me. I'll wave at them, just so we can keep the social distancing going on.
Yeah.
So that's usually what I do whenever I order through Skip or DoorDash or Uber. Is I let them know I'm here. I don't make them wait for me or anything. Little common courtesy.
Yeah, like I was actually thinking, is that depending on the driver, they might actually prefer that they just leave it outside. Just because it's just less contact for them. It's much easier. All they got to do is just. Hopefully they could leave it at a safe spot, and you make it easy for them. Like if you have, like a little table they could leave it on, or just like a step or something that they could leave it on, or something that makes it easy for them. Because otherwise they're just going to put it on the ground, like if that's what you requested. So
yeah, I usually find they'll do their very best to try and find a safe space to put them down at.
Yeah, and I'll probably use food delivery in the future. I mean, of course, we've all done it before, like with pizza, right?
Yes.
Get the pizza delivered either on Super Bowl night or whatever night. But this was my first time actually using an actual food delivery service like Uber Eats. Probably do it again, and there is a delivery service, but you'll see on certain restaurants that, or maybe I don't know if it's like the food delivery policy that if if your order is more than $20 or X
Mm-hmm.
amount, then sometimes the delivery is free.
Oh yeah, a lot of places will either opt out the delivery fee, and just take the expense themselves, just so they can appear higher on the list.
Oh yeah.
Because people will rate better because they're, in a sense, saving a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Uh, and then some, I know Uber Eats is actually one of them that will sometimes just drop the delivery charge on their end and eat the expense themselves, to promote more businesses that maybe don't get a lot of orders. Sometimes it's just like a little flash deal. Like I know when we were searching for places to eat yesterday, I saw there was 2 restaurants in the it was like a limited time free delivery, and I saw that and I was like, oh, and there's a countdown timer, so that means they change the free delivery for restaurants every, I think it was 3 hours.
That's kind of neat. It's a kind of a pretty interesting promotion. Was that on the app that you saw it on? So that's pretty cool, right? Because they're marketing to people that are looking for food to get delivered to their home. So they're, it's very targeted. It's not just kind of like just, some flyer that's out there, or, some pop up on, on an internet browser. It's actually towards people that are looking to eat right now.
Yeah.
So that's very good. But we decided on Greek food. It's been a while since I've had some good Greek food, and I was very happy with this sort of with what I had picked. Now, I didn't pick anything traditional, because when you think of Greek, you usually think of things like souvlaki. There's what is it? I think it's called spanakopita. That's like the Spanish, not Spanish, Greek, spinach. That's the word I was.
Yep, spinach feta in the puff pastry.
Oh, that's so delicious.
It is.
Yeah, and then one of my go-tos when I have Greek is a dish called, I used to call it moussaka, but on the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, they called it moussaka. Do you know what that is, Dylan?
Not off the top of my head. What is that?
So I would say it's like the Greek version of like a shepherd's pie.
Okay.
I've never actually looked up the ingredients, and I've never actually made it. I guess if I had a chance to make it, then I know exactly what it's in it. But there's a layer of meat on the bottom, which is just delicious. And I wish I could, I should have done a little research. And then usually with shepherd's pie, there's a layer of mashed potatoes, and there's like a vegetable in between. But moussaka, instead of that mashed potatoes, they actually use like eggplant. Okay. But it's not like eggplant it's the eggplant, but the way that it's baked, and I think they actually remove the skins. So it's just that mushy kind of, and it's just full of all these seasonings, and the way it mixes in and that layer with the meat, it's really, really good. And in all honesty, if we were having dinner, because we had lunch yesterday, if we were having dinner, I probably would have looked for moussaka on George's Greek Grills on their menu.
Oh yeah.
But we were having lunch, so we wanted to, I just kind of wanted to pick food up, like, either have a sandwich or, tell them what you ended up having, Dylan.
I had I just went for a simple, the pork wrap.
Yeah, so it was a pork wrap, and when you think of having like either gyros or pork or souvlaki, it is wrapped in like a pita, but it wasn't kind of like, when you said wrap, I was expecting kind of like, I don't know why I was, but I was expecting a tortilla, and or something more like a tortilla rather than a pita. I don't know why I was thinking that.
Yeah.
But I think you were too, right?
Oh yeah, like I was definitely like I was always expecting the pita, but I was expecting a big pita.
That's what it is.
All the way around it.
Yeah.
But what happened is it really turned into more of like a pita, like a taco in a sense.
Yeah, it was like a giant taco, because they weren't able to wrap it because it was very, very well stuffed and very, very full.
Yeah, that was the best part about it, is that it was so full of, there was a lot of meat, lots of lettuce and a little bit of tomato, but there was just a lot there to eat, which was amazing. I think I quit halfway through using my hands because it was just dripping all over me. And
yeah,
I went the fork and knife style, but that still let me enjoy it very well, very well.
As far as Now you say, oh, there was lettuce, but I mean it's more than lettuce because I'm sure that the lettuce was probably had some Greek dressing and some feta cheese in there, and
Oh, yes. Yes,
yeah.
of course.
So I mean, like lettuce, like I'm one of those guys that loves lettuce on wraps or sandwiches and that sort of thing because I like that crispness. But I like it even more if there's some vinegar and oil and or either some sort of salad dressing or even like a cheese like feta or Parmesan like kind of mixed in there. So it looked really, really good. It actually didn't even look too heavy, even though it was big. Was it a heavy meal or?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I ate it all in one sitting, which isn't too much of a surprise.
Well, the Santos families loves to eat, and we
Yes.
love to eat large portions of food. So yeah, it didn't surprise me that you finished it off, but it was big, and we'll have a picture up on the Santos Brothers Eat Instagram to show that.
And what did you grab, Ken?
Well, before I talk about what we grabbed or what I grabbed, I just want to ask you, what would you rate that pork wrap? Like, it was more like of a pork pita. What would you rate that out of 10?
Honestly, I'd probably rate it as a 7.
Okay.
Now, the only reason I'd make it a 7 is, of course, with having it delivered, it was sitting in the car for, I think it was 14 minutes from the restaurant.
Yeah. So let's say by the time we actually ate it, it was between 15 and 20 minutes that it was actually prepared, probably.
Yeah. Which is always to be expected when you get delivery. So, I give no fault to the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
But ultimately, like, if we were to just sit down and eat it, I'd probably give it a 9, maybe even a 10, because that pork, even after waiting that few minutes, that was still some very nice pork. A little bit of fats in between some of the slices. So there's a nice little punch of flavor there. And there's a nice healthy portion of tzatziki, and as well as a little bit of dressing on the lettuce. So overall, it was a very good wrap. I liked it very much.
Would you order from there again?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I like that place. Yeah. And so you asked me what I had, and I didn't have anything too specifically Greek. But if you ever been to like some greasy spoons that are owned by Greek people, they make awesome burgers. The Greeks, maybe they're just awesome with the grill, but they make some awesome burgers. So I got the 3G burger, which, it stands for, it's the name. It's George's Greek Grill. Those are the 3Gs. But basically, it's a burger that's just loaded up with just about, everything besides a fried egg. It had some of that lettuce and tomato, and it had some cheese, and it even had some bacon and something called 3G sauce. And I couldn't figure out what it was because there's a choice between 3G sauce and tzatziki. And I mean, it's a good sauce. It's obviously their house sauce because it's 3G. It's named after their place. But part of the reason that I got a burger is because I was one of the places that I suggested to Dylan, which sometime we might get later on, maybe when he comes back down, and does some house sitting or something like that, was a burger place. And Greek places, they usually have good burgers, and it really brings me back to my childhood, where just down the street there was a place called Papoose Burgers, and I think Papoose is like a term of endearment for the Greeks for like grandpa or something. I'm not sure, like Papu, I think that's like a either like Lolo for in Filipino. I think Papu might be grandpa or might be uncle or something. And actually, because of my association with Papoose Burgers, which, by the way, when I was growing up, they had awesome burgers. It was just like a greasy spoon, mom and pop owned sort of thing. And they made, typical burger, double burger, banquet burger, that sort of thing.
Nice.
But on George's Greek Grill, on their menu, they actually had a Papu burger. And I don't know, you probably didn't look at that because you weren't looking at the burgers. But I remember I saw that and I was thinking, I was like, I wonder. I mean, so I guess that Papu place that I was growing up with, that was Greek. I was too small to really figure that out, right? Okay. That it was a Greek place. But, if you're used to just like just a solid, awesome burger at like a burger joint that's not fast food, and way back when, actually even now, there's a place called Apache Burger that's near Kipling Station. They make those type of that style of burger. Where and then down the States it would be called Crown Burger or Apollo Burger, just delicious burgers. And there used to be a place It was kind of like a chain, but they made those styles of burger, and they were called John Anderson Burger. And they would be, there'd probably be 5 or 6 or maybe a dozen all around the GTA, but I don't see them anymore. But it's a place that you'd have burger, fries, onion rings, that sort of thing. So if you're used to that burger that I had, Dylan will attest. I ate that burger very, very quickly.
Oh yeah.
I finished that burger because Dylan's wrap was big and it was cut in half, and I finished the burger before he ate his half, and he's not a slow eater.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So, and I just kind of, all of a sudden, I just was like, and I kept commenting, this is a really, really good burger. This is a good burger. I'm really happy. And even Dylan commented, maybe next time I'll get a burger, sort of thing. So, but this is one of those places that, I don't get to Greek all that often, but I would definitely go back, and I'm more curious to have something, kind of more traditional that they kind of make, like either the moussaka or the spanakopita. When you eat Greek, what do you normally have, Dylan?
Yeah, usually I go for the gyro. That's kind of the go-to Greek dish.
But you decided not to get it this time, eh?
No, I kind of saw that, like, as I was scrolling through the app, I just kind of kept passing the pork wrap, and I was like, you know what? Something called out to me that said, yeah, let's try the pork wrap.
Well, it seemed like it was a very, very good choice. And it's one of those places that I think that no matter what you order, that you probably can't go wrong. Unless you hate chicken and order chicken, then that's your fault, right? But if you do that, but one of those things, you probably can't go wrong. So, and that's not even, we talked about what we ate, but that's not even one of the best things that we ate, is it, Dylan? So we're going to talk about what we liked most. Actually, I'd say we liked that most. I'd probably get go ahead.
Because I think I was even taking that other thing and adding it to my my wrap and eating it in the wrap.
So what is that other thing? What did we end up getting?
So we thought it was what we were thinking of. It was we were thinking it was the Greek fries.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like their take on the Canadian poutine. Yeah. Which is with tzatziki, feta, and then, a bunch of other, there's some vegetables, maybe some meats. But they had a different name on it, and they call it their Wow Fries.
Wow Fries. So if you go online and look at George's Greek Grill and you look at their menu, you're going to see Greek fries on the menu. And it's just like Dylan said, the Greek fries, actually, I'm trying to pull it up now. But basically, Greek fries are, fries topped with some lemon juice, lemon juice, feta cheese, and Greek seasoning. And that sounds awesome. I actually have that before, usually on Taste of the Danforth. Sometimes those places will put, either some chicken or grilled pork or some sort of Greek souvlaki kind of chopped up, kind of make it more of a meal. But we had the Wow Fries. Now, the Wow Fries, there wasn't a description, but it seemed to be the same stuff. Lemon juice, feta cheese, and Greek seasoning, but it is just absolutely smothered with all that goodness. And before I even sat down to eat, Dylan opened up the fries, he tried one, and he said, "Those are bloody good fries."
Yeah.
And when I tried them, I've got to agree. I'm going to go right now and say those fries, those are a 10 out of 10.
Oh, okay? Definitely.
Definitely a 10 out of 10. And they weren't even crispy. And the reason why they weren't crispy wasn't because of the restaurant's fault, right? They weren't crispy because they sat in an enclosed container getting steamed from the heat because they got delivered. Yeah. I imagine that, so let's say, okay, I'll give those fries a 9.5. They'd be a 10 if they were fresh, kind of we ate them off the grill and we had it at the restaurant. They just taste a little bit better, or just a little bit better because they'd be crispier instead of kind of, you get that steamed feel like when it's, when fries are kind of enclosed.
Yeah. And it happens.
Oh, absolutely. It's no one's fault. It's our, if we wanted, crispier fries, then we should have gone and picked them up. That's basically, so so good. We didn't even have dessert, and we didn't even finish. It's a very healthy portion. Those fries were about $10.
Yep.
And
But
I would
worth it.
say that definitely worth it. I would say this: if that's all you had and that was your meal, you'd be very full.
Very.
Very full. And even, you could actually share that. Like if you were just kind of didn't know what to eat and you ordered those fries and split it with another person, you could just eat that. And that would be a meal if you had that with a drink or something.
Definitely. That
could be a meal. But if you're really hungry, I would not recommend having like a burger with those wow fries or having, a wrap or something with those wow fries.
Yeah.
But, because we didn't even finish them. And we eat a lot. I mean, we're not ones that don't eat a lot. I mean,
no.
And we're not people that leave leftovers. We usually finish what's out there. But, after my burger, I had some fries. After your wrap, or actually not even after, but during, as we were eating, we were kind of sharing these fries. And there were still, I don't know, at least a third left.
Yeah, I think so. I did polish them off a few hours later, but I said, it was a few hours later. Like,
yeah, and even a few hours later, I'm sure they tasted good, even though they were, they weren't fresh.
Honestly, yeah. It's the toppings, the sauce, the cheese that really just made me overcome that soggy fry feel, and it blew me away, like easy.
Yeah, those are delicious fries. I mean, I can't explain how much cheese was on that.
Oh God, yeah, like.
Yeah, so good. Like, I remember when we were eating that meal, it was pretty rich, and I remember you suggested having a coffee, and that really hit the spot. Having a coffee with that. But I could imagine having those fries with either a sour beer or even any beer or even just a Coke, and it would just be absolutely spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't rate my burger. That burger. What would I rate it at? 8 or 9, maybe an 8.5. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It looked like the beef patty looked very nice. Anytime a burger is dripping with sauce it's a good mark in my book.
Oh my gosh, yes. So I will say that beef patty did not disappoint. That thing, if it wasn't a quarter pound, it was bigger because it was a lot larger than I expected. Might have been a third pound. Like it was not. They were very generous with that.
Honestly,
yeah. It was generous. It wasn't as big as the pork wrap, or the pork pita, or what we were calling it, pork taco. No. But still good. And I wouldn't hesitate to order that because I like even with that burger, which by the way was pretty big. We still didn't finish off those fries. I mean, I guess we could have. Like if it was a dare, we would have finished the fries.
Oh, easy, but
we don't even need like that much of a motivation. Just a dare. Not even like, if you finish it, we'll give you $1. No, just a dare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we had a good time consuming the food, and the one thing though was like, how long did the food take to get? And this is not George's fault, but like, was it only 15 minutes? Like, or was it longer than that? Or
I think from the time we ordered it, I believe it was around.
Was it 30 minutes?
It might be. I think it's under 30 minutes.
Okay.
We ordered it at I think 2:48-ish. I know it's kind of specific, but that's what the app was telling me.
Okay.
And I think it got here at maybe 3:20. Around there, so it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It was under 30 minutes, so we couldn't get it for free.
Is that like a thing?
No.
Okay.
That's a pizza joke.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Under 30 minutes. Yeah.
I totally recommend Uber Eats, and I totally recommend George's Greek Grill. And if you want to learn more about their menu, we'll leave a note. We'll leave a description and to their social media, and of course to their website on their page. And we just may give them a positive review on Google. Maybe they totally deserve it. They're out in Mississauga, so if you want to go have some awesome Greek food and you don't want to go to what's kind of like a chain Greek, like
I
Friendly Greek? Like, is that like a chain?
Mr. Greek is like that's a big mall food court place I see all the time.
Yeah. So if you want to have Greek food, but you don't want to have like mall Greek food, and you're in Mississauga or kind of close by or something like that, then we definitely recommend George's Greek Grill. Super tasty. I recommend it. We are able to have an awesome afternoon and an awesome meal.
Yes.
And so that's definitely food worth mentioning. And we look forward to next week when we will talk about more food worth mentioning. And in the meantime, we want you to remember this quote from Julia Child. And she says, "People who love to eat are always the best people." And that, of course, includes Chef Jeff, who is absent, but his son, Dylan. And then I'm Kenny Santos. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks a lot. You've been listening to Santos Brothers Eat.
Food worth mentioning.